This is Jason Creel. It's the Lawn Care Life. I'm at Graham Spray Equipment in Douglasville, Georgia, and I'm here with Dave Arnett. He is the sales manager, and they are sponsoring today's video. And Dave is going to talk to us about one of the questions that I get people ask me a lot. You know, hey, Jason, I've got this budget. What kind of spray rig should I get? You know, and so I thought Dave could go over some of the options depending on, you know, whatever your budget is, from the lower side all the way up to the Cadillac, the nicest stuff they have to offer. So let's get started talking with Dave right now. All right, Dave. So like I said, people email me and I just tell them call you guys or something, but I can sometimes point them in the right direction. But they might say, hey, I've got $5,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, you know, and they want to know what they can get with that amount of money. So let's say you got somebody kind of just getting started and just the lowest basic option that y'all can offer them. What do you tell somebody in that situation?
Okay, well, there's a lot of options out there for all kind of different price ranges, but one of our more popular rigs is the 200-gallon poly sprayer. It's got all the great components that we use on all of our other rigs: the AR pump, the hand reel, you know, the jet agitation. But it's around $5,500 for a 200-gallon tank, because we feel like that when you're starting out, we can always build one smaller, but when we set the price point on that, we're thinking that's our most popular rig. And it does a lot of different things for a lot of people. Whether you're a large company or a small company, you'll always have a purpose for this 200-gallon sprayer.
Now, is that something that people typically mount on a trailer, or they put it on a truck, or what are they normally doing with those?
They do it both ways. It'll fit a 1500 Chevrolet or F-150, and also fit on a trailer. A lot of different means of production with this. And you know, that's something that we can talk about, because we can set the reel up to be a curbside delivery or a rear delivery, depending on which way it's going to optimize the space that you have available.
And I was wondering, sometimes you get guys that are like mowing lawns on the side and they don't necessarily have a dedicated spray truck. They might put a unit like that on a trailer, and then that way they can mow lawns on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and spray on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, somebody's just kind of dabbling in a little bit.
Exactly. There's many different applications, and so, you know, we'll be happy to work with you. Whichever way you need to utilize this piece of equipment, we'll help you do that.
All right. So we're not showing the 200 poly today, but we're going to go up to the another option. This is near and dear in my heart, because this is what I have bought from these guys. But this is Dave, is this a split tank on this one?
What you're looking at is a 400-gallon split, 3-in-1. With mechanical agitation in the 300 side and jet agitation in the 100 side. Okay.
And now this is a pickup unit, so this is designed to sit in the bed of you need like a 3/4 ton truck on these mostly, don't you?
Just about any 8-foot bed pickup truck this tank will fit. We also have models that fit 6.5-foot truck beds, which is another common piece of equipment out there in the industry.
So people would get like a F-250 or a Chevy 2500, something like that for a rig like this. And the way I know on mine, the way they have it notched out down here, kind of sits on your fender wells where it doesn't sit up too high in the back of your truck. So tell me about this rig, and how do y'all customize it when somebody calls in and they say, hey, I want to put a rig in the back of my pickup truck, and y'all sell them something like this. What are some of the options, that kind of the questions that you ask somebody to help them know what's the best way to customize it for them?
Well, the first thing I would ask them is, are we going to be using a pickup truck you already have in your fleet? And we want to make sure that we set the tank and equipment up to fit that truck. And we want to make sure that he's not overloaded. If he's concerned about DOT regulations or just the welfare or the maintenance of that vehicle, we make sure it fits the truck properly. Then we find out if he has any particular needs as far as compartmentalization, how many compartments does he need, and there's so many different options as far as that goes. We just want to make sure we set the right unit up for the customer.
Now, what do you mean by compartmentalization? You talking about like a dry box, or what are you talking about?
Well, in the pickup units, there's many options available. For example, this is a 300/100. Well, the customer may want just one tank, 400 gallons, because he's got the same chemical to spray out all day long. Or he may want to compartmentalize and carry a different mix in one tank versus the other tank. And if it depends on the type of spraying you're doing, you may be doing well to have one pump and two tanks, or you may want to have a separate pumping system for that other system, depending on what you're spraying.
Yeah, I know for me, I'm dealing with warm season grasses, and so I kind of tend to keep Bermuda and zoysia products in my large side of my tank. We always like having the split tank. And on the small side, I don't have as many centipede or St. Augustine lawns, but I do those lawns, so I would keep that on the small side, and then I'm able to use like a little bit of blue dye on the small side to know when I'm switching from one side to another to make sure I'm spraying the right products on the right type of grass. Dave, let's say somebody calls in and they don't have a truck, and I've noticed just coming to your warehouse that y'all got a lot of Isuzu NPR sitting around, some with rigs on them, some without rigs on them.
Right.
And you told me that last year y'all had record-breaking months here at Graham because people are, buying a lot of spray tanks. So when somebody wants to go the NPR route, let me ask you this. If they call you and they don't have a truck, and you may kind of talk to them about the advantages of that, what are, in your mind, the advantages of going with the NPR versus a more traditional pickup bed?
Well, the main advantage that we want to just let people know about is when you have a pickup truck in your fleet already, you want to utilize it, that's great. We can customize a unit to fit that. But if you don't have a truck yet, you want to consider buying the Isuzu NPR. If you're needing something like this unit we just saw, this 400 gallons or so, buy an NPR, and you can put that unit, we can customize it many different ways. You can utilize it better. You got more bed space. You got more storage space for your dry fertilizer or whatever it is you want to carry. And you can roll all that equipment into the financing of the Isuzu. And everything is one payment, lock, stock, and barrel financing. And by the time you customize it, you're going to have the perfect rig for the way you like to spray and to maximize your daily revenue potential.
All right, so tell me about some of the different ways that you guys customize the NPRs, because y'all have named some of your trucks. I see the emails and the advertisements for the Maverick, and I know you got other ones out there. So talk to me about the different ways that y'all set these flatbeds up.
And we're still learning more and more every day, Jason, about how to customize these rigs, because the customers let us know what they want. For example, you see this rig behind me? We got double stack reels. Okay.
Now, why would somebody need 4 reels? Just me asking.
Well, that's a little bit of an extreme example. Okay, we don't do this all the time, but this unit right here is going to Oklahoma, and the guy has a big business out there, and this is probably his 4th spray unit he's bought from us, and he just has lots of different types of chemicals that he wants to spray, lots of different mixes, and he don't want to worry about switching valves or switching tanks or bleeding lines out. Each one of these reels has its own tank and its own chemical in it.
The part of the point is, though, if they call you and tell you what they want, y'all can usually kind of customize it to give. So if they want 4 reels or 6 reels or 1 reel, y'all can sort of build it for them.
The truth is, we don't know what our limits are. We've built so many different types of rigs for so many different types of customers. Sometimes we do have to snatch somebody back out and pull them back into reality, but mostly we try to work with what their needs are and try to make them happy.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a look at some of the NPR setups that Graham is building here, and I'm going to let Dave kind of tell us about it. So you see here, something that I like is having a spot, as obviously the ride-on spreader sprayers are popular, and not having to pull a trailer to have that rack built on there. But tell us a little bit about this one, Dave, and some of the features of how y'all customize this rig.
Okay, this is what we call the Graham enclosure. And basically what it is it's the same setup as any other unit we build, only it's got the aluminum enclosure around it. And the purpose of that is just to cover everything up and hide everything. Some guys are neat and clean, and some guys are messy as all get out. And your appearance of your vehicle and your spray equipment is very important. This also allows you the ability to put a wrap decal on there. Show your colors, show your brand, let everybody know who you are. That's also important in this business to create more business, okay? So as you see here, you got 2 sets of doors. You got a ride-on spreader carrier in the back. And then everything is customizable to your specifications. Tank size, compartments, number of spray systems, everything is customizable inside that enclosure.
My understanding on the NPRs, as far as just the way they handle and kind of being, is that your understanding? They just able to make tight turns and get in there and maneuverable?
What the owners love about the NPR is it's a good work truck. It's a tight turning radius, get in and out of traffic, get in and out of neighborhoods, cul-de-sacs, and it's just a workhorse. It's like a mule, really.
What about taking your wife on a date?
Not good for that at all.
Not good for that, but good for working.
Everything else, yes.
All right. So I'm going to take a quick walk around this particular one, then we're going to check out another one. As you can see, they have more to build. And I know for me, I just like having a flatbed. I've got a flatbed truck, but nothing wrong with a pickup unit, but when you're picking fertilizer up out of the back of the bed of the truck, it's not as much fun as just sliding it off the back of a flatbed. All right, what about this one here, the tan colored truck? What's some of the features on it?
Well, this is more of an example of our lawn care rigs that we do. Again, this is some customization that's been done for this particular company that's going to go to Martha's Vineyard. Okay, these racks here you see are backpack blower racks. Now that's not something everybody needs, but you may have a backpack sprayer or a backpack blower, and that's customized mounting brackets for those. And the rest of it is all things that we can customize. You've got the pumping systems in the back. You've got an 800-gallon tank.
Now, there's a lot of companies use an 800-gallon. Why do you need 800 gallons?
Well, that's a good question, Jason. And it's a lot of people use a different mix rate when they go out and spray. Some people do 2 gallons per thousand. Some people do 3 gallons per thousand. Well, the higher the rate, the more liquid you need to carry. Now, not everybody would need 800 gallons in a week, but for some companies, and we do a lot of different companies, we sell all over the United States, there's just different needs in different places. So with the 800-gallon tank, you can compartmentalize that in many different ways, and then you can set it up to spray whatever your specific needs are.
Now, if somebody buys a rig that lives far away from here, do y'all ship it to them, or how do they get the?
We can ship it. We can use a drive-away service, have it delivered. They can fly in, and we pick them up at the airport. And then a lot of people choose to do it that way because we can give them a tutorial, a demo, complete, go over the whole rig. As far as maintenance, as far as operation of the vehicle, and then they can drive it back home.
All right, so if you've got 2 engines, does that typically mean that you've got 2 pumps that are for, like, each of these hose reels would have its own separate pump on? Is that how this rig would work?
Yeah, this rig's set up to spray 2 at one time. This one, they're doing tree lines and wooded areas for flea and tick removal. And also deer spray. So this particular unit is definitely a good example of our customization. This unit will be extending both reels all the way out every day and spraying all day long. So it requires high pressure rig that can, and just one pump would be overloaded if you sprayed it this way. So we set it up with 2 pumps to get maximum efficiency.
Well, that makes sense why they needed 800 gallons. I was thinking a regular lawn treatment company probably wouldn't need that, but in this situation, it makes a lot of sense. So what do these racks hold here?
The customer requested gas can holders, so he don't have to go back to the filling station whenever he runs out.
I got you. Makes a lot of sense. And then is this just a little separate tank in case he had another?
This is a mixing tank. He'll fill this up with water to fill up backpacks or any kind of little specialty sprayers he has. He's got a pump here with a switch. He'll flip the switch and it'll feed into that tank, whatever he's trying to fill up.
All right, so now we're looking at a 3rd NPR rig. Tell me how this one's been set up and customized.
Okay, well, what I want to show you on this one is how the motors are all set up on the street side. The purpose of that is driver parks the vehicle, sets emergency brake, pops out on the driver's side, and cranks whichever engine to whichever system he's going to be spraying at that time. Then he can walk around to the other side, grab the reel, and go start the spray. Another customization option that some customers prefer it all be on this side, some want the pumping system on the curb side.
Now, as far as pricing NPR, let's say you were going to get more of a basic NPR rig with the truck and 400-gallon tank on the back and one pump. Is it comparable with the price of buying a pickup truck and then buying a pickup rig, or how you don't have to give exact numbers, but is it sort of in the ballpark of the pricing?
Yeah, it is actually a lot cheaper to buy the NPR setup with the spray equipment on it, because you can, let's say you're looking at the Maverick type setup that we're very proud of, we sell a lot of. Okay, you're looking at $50,000 or less, drive out, or tax tag and title and all that. Well, when you go look into some pickup trucks, they're going to cost you more than that, especially if you buy one with any kind of heavy duty equipment on it. So it's something to consider when you're getting ready to buy your truck for lawn care. If you don't have a truck already, check us out.
Yeah, and then you can just, like you were talking about earlier, you can bundle the financing all together with the tank, where if you went and bought a truck, you might finance the truck, and then the financing might not be a little different trying to do it separately. So I think that is an advantage, being able to tie the financing all together as well.
Right. We got a history with the banks here that, working in lawn care, I've basically been doing this since I was 18 years old. So it's a very reputable business, and the people we deal with are all successful, and they're all going to make their business run. So one thing that when you're getting these units financed, you're going to get prime rates. And so when you're doing the equipment by itself, it's a lot different financing package. These units, when they leave our facility, they go out and they spray for a long time. They have a whole career. They make a lot of money until it's time for them to be refurbed in about 10 years.
And that's the way I look at my equipment. I'm like, how much money is this piece of equipment going to make us? People that mow grass, sometimes they're like, well, I've got this $10,000 lawnmower, and obviously they're going to make money with that. But sometimes you make a lot of money with a spray rig or spray truck. The amount of money you make versus the cost of the initial investment is really a good business decision.
Yes. And I've seen all the different scenarios in my career. I've seen guys who will have 300, 400 accounts, make a nice living, and they're comfortable with that. They don't want to grow any past that. And I've seen guys who want to have a fleet of trucks and have their own island in the Caribbean. So it's all about which way you want to steer your business into. We are here to help you any way we can.
All right, and then as far as like ongoing maintenance, if they need parts and things like that, they just give you guys a call, or how's that work?
Absolutely. We make it a priority to take care of our customers after the sale. They may have a troubleshooting issue. They may have a question. We're here. You call myself, Donnie, Teddy. We're all here to answer your questions every day. That's part of our priority, is to make sure the customer's taken care of after the sale, including all the parts that you might need for maintenance of this vehicle throughout its lifetime.
Appreciate Dave giving us a show around of some of the rigs and helping you hopefully understand some of your options if you're looking to purchase a spray rig, whether you've been in the business or you're looking to start in the weed control and fertilization. I'm Jason Creel. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to get into weed control and fertilization business, there's some resources available for you over at lawncarelife.com. And if you're looking to get in touch with Graham, then go to grahamse.com. I'll put the link for you in the description. Talk to you guys later. Bye.